when I started really taking pictures seriously, it was almost a rite of passage to process and print your own pictures. So I did that. I spent a lot of time. I had a mentor who allowed me into his darkroom, and I processed a lot of black and white film and printed and became actually not too bad a printer. Spent a lot of time in the dark. But then I discovered and realized from a lot of strange circumstances that I wanted to see what I could do again at crossing paths. I wanted to see what I could do with color. Color was, and it was like the contrarian thing. Okay, everybody's shooting black and white. Let me see what I can do with color. And I started to look into that. And that was an evolution. So now people ask me, what kind of camera do you use? Well, I've used the ones, you know, the 8x10s I've used the 20x24 camera, the black cloth over it, looking at upside down at pictures, 4x5s, 2 1/4, Hasselblads, Bronicas. I've gone through every format you can imagine. All of that being film mostly, you know, and loved the process. Learned how to light using all of that stuff. Polaroid. But when I started doing color and my heroes were shooting Kodachrome, you couldn't process Kodachrome. You had to send it to Kodak. So all of a sudden, that chasm became bigger and bigger between me and the actual handling. So I had to learn with color film. There was you couldn't make a mistake. It had to be perfect exposure. It had to be perfect composition. You couldn't change. Black and white, you could dodge and burn, and you could, you know, all of that stuff. You couldn't do that with color, especially for commercial work. So we had to become anal retentive in the ability to make good exposures and good things. So that was an enormous evolution, becoming really technically good at making good technical images. That's using technical too often, but, and then along came digital. And we had developed all on our own, all of these techniques about handling black and white and color film, and then digital changed the thing. And it was painful transition, and an expensive transition. It cost a fortune. Many of my colleagues said, digital, I'm out of here. I don't need to do this anymore. You know, I lost many great photographers who said, I'm not gonna, you know, I gotta relearn, I'm back relearning photography. But we made the transition, and not only did we have to relearn photography, we had to relearn the storage. You know, I have 1 million slides. I'm not counting all the 8x10 photographs we took, the 4x5, the 2 1/4. I'm talking about 1 million 2-inch by 2-inch slides that are stored in my studio that we still use to do books and make presentations and things. I have 1 million. Do you know what 1 million slides looks like? And at the same time, I've probably produced almost that many in digital now. In the 10, 15 years that we've been shooting digital. And that was a painful process. And now, instead of loops and actually physically holding pictures, we're looking at them on little screens and things, and 90% of them never make it past the screens, and we're editing again in the same thing. Our art directors, designers are requiring us to edit and post-process to do all Lightroom, Photoshop work on them to prepare them to get ready for print. So the studio has had to expand its responsibilities, not in just producing the pictures, but now we have to produce the final product. And it has been really, really, really painful. You know, it has been really painful, and I don't, you know, but the factor is, and I tell those photographers who say, I didn't want to make the transition from, I say, I can take a picture with my camera and within minutes have it seen halfway around the world now. And I don't need anybody to intercede to do that. I can do that. I could never do that with film. And that it has changed the narrative completely. And I love my digital equipment now.